Writers love their pets, maybe a little too much. Some even regard them as if they were their children. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Writing about your pets can actually make your storytelling weaker. Today, I'll explain myself and tell you why you just shouldn't write your novel about your pets.
Okay, let's go.
Pets are great. They're fun, intuitive, and comforting. They can make us feel good by watching them do really funny things like dancing to a popular song or wearing clothing that makes them seem more human. But as much as we love them, they really are just pets. In regard to communicating with them, they are more two-dimensional beings, and I say this simply because when we talk to our pets, it's usually a one-sided conversation. Sure, we can guess and surmise their intent when we speak to them, and they react in whatever capacity they are able. But as much as we like to think that we are engaging in a meaningful conversation with them, they are merely reacting to our prompts. More times than not, when a writer writes about their pet, that desire usually comes from a place of longing. Maybe that writer misses their pet and finds that writing about them helps to preserve that memory. Back when I was in college, during my screenplay writing classes, we had to write the first 10 minutes of a screenplay. One girl in the class decided to write about her cat, who she missed dearly and wouldn't be able to see again until school break when she would travel back home to her small town. I knew she missed her cat because she talked about it all the time. So much, in fact, that I wasn't all that surprised when she decided to use her cat as the topic of her screenplay. Now, the first 10 minutes of a screenplay are supposed to be the most exciting or interesting thing the person reading it has read all day. It's what makes or breaks your chances of a producer reading the rest of it. That's why the assignment was just the first 10 minutes. Mine was about a group of hookers invited to a secluded island for a party and were killed off one by a deranged serial killer. It was similar to the classic And Then There Were None, only with lots of graphic sex. It read like a porno, and it made several of my classmates uncomfortably interested. Then our teacher read the one about the girl's cat. Listening to it, it sounded more like the day-to-day activities of what she missed about her best friend and how she looked forward to the day they would be reunited. It was touching, but I would never want to sit through 10 minutes of that movie, much less 2 hours. And therein lies the problem. Your pet is endearing only to you. Sure, it's cute, and maybe you could talk about a few isolated moments that others might find interesting to read about. But an entire novel? Unless your pet has done something so sustainably interesting to the average reader that they might eagerly turn the pages of your book to read more about its escapades, it's a bad idea to devote an entire novel to it. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been several books on pets, some with adventures that have readers looking forward to reading about their next adventure. But those are not your pet. Your pet doesn't sing and dance and do one interesting thing after another. When was the last time your cat or hamster did anything worth writing about? You see, for you to write a novel about your pet, that pet of yours would become the main character in your story. And for any main character to hold the attention of a reader, while remaining relatable, they need to set out on a journey to achieve something, a journey of self discovery, if you will. They have to start out in search of something, and by the end of your story, achieve it as they experience a noticeable growth, ending up more than what they were when they started out. Again, this is possible. Maybe your story begins with you trying to get your pet to do its business in the assigned place that you've set aside for it. Throughout your novel, there will be many conflicts. Your pet continues to do its business on the floor or on the couch, one time even in your bed. Then finally, at the big climax of your story, your pet finally uses the assigned place and does its business there, showing that it has grown as an individual and achieved what started out as an impossible dream. The end. Odds are, next to no one would care enough about your toilet training techniques to read an entire novel about it. Which brings me back to my earlier statement and the title of this video. Don't ever write a novel about your pets. Have you ever been in a group setting where one of the members of that group had recently become a parent? Every time you had gotten together, this particular parent would go on about their little Timmy. Look, here's a picture of little Timmy smiling, and here's a picture of little Timmy falling asleep. And here's a picture of little Timmy saying his first words. Having to look at countless photos of that parent's child would be like you handing each of the people in that group a novel about your pet Fluffy and asking them to read it. Think about it. If you actually wrote about your pet, what would the plot be? Toilet training aside, what could your pet actually do that was interesting enough to take 200 pages to explain it? Your pet, maybe if given enough time, will do something that others will find interesting, but that interest will last no more than a few minutes. That's why YouTube and TikTok only show a few seconds of a pet doing something bizarre or remotely interesting. They don't show more because there just isn't any more to show. And oh, yeah, after a few seconds, nobody cares. If you take nothing else from this video, go with the understanding that your pet is amazing to you, with the odd, brief, and interesting moments that you could share with others are just that, brief and interesting, and nothing more. And even if you could compile all of those moments over the lifespan of your pet, you still wouldn't have anything that could resemble a saleable novel. Now, if you want to put those memories in a type of diary or journal as a keepsake for you to remember your pet, by all means, go for it. But don't ever try to write a novel for others to read. Instead, use that energy and effort to write about something that your readers will enjoy as much as you enjoy your pet. Thanks for watching. And if you found anything that I said beneficial to you in any way, hit that subscribe button because you never know. My next video might just be helpful too.